Now you're talking about Felina. Oh my gosh.
Fuck yeah, bro.
So
he's talking about Crowley.
this dude's
How
going
can you
all
not
over the place,
mention
you know?
Crowley and not
I'm talking
know
about a
what
girl like
Felina
that.
is.
He's talking about a little sex magic. I like it. I like it. Like I was telling you guys earlier,
Shit's whack.
shit's so whack. I
I mean,
told
it's
you,
whack.
Yeah, that's not mine. Definitely
It's
not
whack.
my style.
dude. It's just not. I don't know.
But interesting. That's
It's
what
whack,
got you
but-
into.
It's John D, and he's like some Rasputin type motherfucker. And
Is Magick where you started?
no,
No.
I had known about Saturn and all that shit. I was pretty far into it by the time I seen that. But you know, Magick always comes up in those conversations, right? Like when you're listening to the conspiracy videos, whether they mention Marina
Magic's in
Abramovich
everything.
or you know
Fucking
Pizzagate or anything like that, Magick is always kind of there, right?
Some type of
Because
blood
it's like
magic.
Satanism.
Yeah.
And that's the gateway in which magic is introduced to the conversation is through Satanism. So really, they're explaining magic, but only one-sided.
All right, y'all.
They're only.
Y'all ready?
Oh, let's fucking do it,
Purple
I thought
pill
we were already
phenomenon.
doing it. What are we doing?
yo,
Purple
boys!
pill.
I'm fucking stoked for this one.
Yeah.
Welcome to P3.
Yo, hey,
I'm Gabriel.
I'm Austin. How's it
Austin.
going?
It's a good mix, my guy. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I haven't
You know?
met David before.
Yeah,
but it's real cool. I love your house. Thank you
Dude,
for
hey,
having
appreciate
me.
it, my guy. Yeah, absolutely.
We got Jay Giggles over there.
Yo, Justin here.
Young Quadalupe.
I'm
David.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
the glue that binds the four of us together because I'm the only common denominator.
Okay.
Common
calm down.
denominator,
Calm
hey.
down there.
Love
Don't
it.
let your head get too big.
not what I was
Emperor
getting at.
Justin.
That's not what I was getting at.
Hey,
Emperor
fine.
Xerxes over
Yeah.
You're goddamn right.
I'm Leonidas, so you're getting a spear chucked at you.
Nah,
already.
dude. Leonidas
young
was small.
Leonidas.
All right, so we've been to get this ball rolling talking about Magic, John D, Rasputin, Marina Abramovich, you dirty bitch.
Fucking bitch.
Dirty bitch, bro. Like, my
That
goodness.
fucking bitch.
So, what I was saying is that to start out, everything that we know about wizards and kind of the Western esoteric system here starts with John D. That's where all of our modern day pictures of wizards come from. The beard, the fucking long pointy hats, all that shit. He was hired by Queen Elizabeth and whoever preceded her and actually paid him. He was part of her royal court and advisor. He was a spy. The motherfucker did everything.
And the fucker was into
and-
all kinds of dirty shit.
They hired him based off of his alchemical abilities and what he supposedly could do alchemically, turning lead into gold type stuff. So
That's what the whole plan was.
the crown at the time was paying
Of
him
all
to do that
alchemists.
shit,
Dude,
right?
make money.
In a time also that
The crown, we're talking.
England.
Yeah.
So we're also talking about a time where they were killing people for witchcraft.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to keep that in mind.
well,
as
they've
well.
been killing people for what
Weird
you might call
reasons.
witchcraft. You know what I mean?
Right. Eventually, it just turned into this bitch fucked my husband, so she's a witch. Go kill her. Anyways, Austin, we've all been doing some research. I've been dusting up on my history. I've really been focusing on John D this past week, but I really want to start this conversation out by hearing what David and Austin got to say. David's been my boy for a long time. Gabriel and Austin have been my boys for a couple years now. We've been working together.
Yes, sir.
So this is what brings us all together is our common love for conspiracies.
there's something
It's interesting.
going on.
It's a never-ending rabbit hole, and people fucking dismiss it all the time, and they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Except for this
People
one.
talk about it all the time, and
This
they don't
one's
even know what
kind
they're
of
talking about.
Kind of a snooze fest. But
This one's kind of snooze fest.
I'm just joking.
with
Gabe
K.
is the ultimate
Sure.
ball buster, and we're all gonna get mad at him soon.
Yeah, you
so.
probably will. I question a lot of shit.
If I get up and
No.
storm out, it's a
But
It's
we need
just a
that.
magic
which is a good thing.
We need a little
I feel.
balance.
David brings
Yeah, a little bit of a balance.
David brings the seasoned veteran to the show,
For sure.
kind of like me. Gabe plays the best
I have no
devil's
idea what you're
advocate
talking
douchebag I've ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
go fuck yourself.
And then Austin is the rookie.
Yeah.
There's always got to be a
The root.
skeptic.
I'm
I
just like
appreciate
kind of
that,
like a
first of
free
all.
thinker.
Yes.
I like
Austin
thinking about all
asked
kinds
some
of
of the
things.
best questions out of any new person to this kind of world could ask.
Oh shit.
And that's honestly
I'm saying
the
that.
best.
I've talked to a lot of
Fucking write
people
that
about
down.
conspiracies and mysticism and all this other weird shit, and they don't ask questions like Austin does. That's why he's here.
That's because the majority of people
And
don't
he's our
care.
boy, and he's too big for us to do anything about it. So
Yep.
I'm little though.
I'm gonna let you guys take it from
I mean,
here.
he's a little guy, but it's fine.
Absolutely.
So David Magick.
Oh, Magic. What
Magic with a CK.
Magic
With a CK. That is
CK.
important.
That is important.
Because if you just spell it with C, that's card tricks and stage magic.
And
If you spell it
rabbits
with a
out of
K,
top hats.
that's Magic the Gathering, and Austin
Yeah, I
is
found that
researching
out
Magic the Gathering
the hard
for an
way.
hour before he realizes he's on the wrong
Yeah,
shit.
I was like, what the fuck are these cards, man?
Fucking nerds.
So it's CK, MAGICK
Yep.
is
And
what we're talking
is
about.
there is a big difference there.
No, you're
And we're looking at it on Google. Even Google admits Magic's real. They even got a definition for it.
Yeah.
It's archaic spelling.
so you're saying
Surprisingly.
you're saying John D was the guy that kind of introduced this.
As we know it today.
So let's
But-
get into John D. Like, what's his background?
Okay, so John D really comes in late in the game if you're talking about the history of Magic, though.
Yeah, because
Fucking
Magic's
late.
been
He's
around
born
forever.
in 1527.
That's what I'm saying. Magic has been around forever. We have
Forever.
Yeah,
ancient
go back to
civilizations.
Science is
in
magic.
there.
Sumeria.
I mean, all of our information we can trace back as all of the information pertaining to magic
yeah.
in the context we're speaking of dates back thousands of years.
But see, when they're saying magic, I kind of look at that as kind of a fancy word for like in-depth spirituality.
that there's that within
Yeah, like meditation.
It's just another face on the die.
hermeticism,
You know what I'm
there's
saying? It's that
esoteric.
face of the coin because
Yeah.
it's more like a D&D. I don't even know what the Tesseract fucking dice with
Yeah.
a million sides on it because it's just all different expressions of the same thing. you
Okay.
know?
which it is. It is. There's a lot of correlation or synchronism going on with all of it. Magic.
What would be a good way to describe it?
A
Like-
good way to describe magic
Yeah.
is just
Okay, magic is like magic. Like I said, magic is science. So let's start with that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
well. Let's start out. Let's start out by simplifying it first,
Well, that's
because
what I'm doing.
this shit gets
'Cause
so
that's-
complicated. Even
Well,
people.
let's see what he has, and then you can kind of.
Also, you got to keep in mind, people, that
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
dude, we
Same.
At the same
fucking we.
Same G's.
All right, you know what I mean. Let's be real.
You can look
what
in-
do
Don't
I
take us
actually
for our
know is
word. Go
nothing.
and research it
Yeah,
yourself.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly-
Take what we say, like we said, and
We're just planting seeds, yo.
take what we say and go do the homework. You know,
It is
yourself.
never the messenger. It is the message.
yeah,
That is how these work. How you interpret it and you take it, that's,
yeah.
hey, what you can do with it. That's the real key. You know what I'm saying? But magic is, like I said, it is science, you know, and no doubt, like, science is like the most accurate method we have
Yeah.
when it comes to the small lens of like that we do see through with our perception is the greatest thing we have because we have consciousness. You know what I mean? We're beings that can write things down now. So with that said, that's still just a very small lens. You know what I mean? That is just, we only see it so much.
Well, I think I was listening to Rex Bear. He does the Leak Project
Yeah.
podcast, and he was saying, it was actually last night, and he said that we see like 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum,
Yes.
and then our brains filter out 50% of that.
Absolutely.
So he's like, that's how much we don't see in this, what we're doing right now.
That's exactly what I'm
And I was
saying.
like,
Right.
that's
We
some trippy
we
shit.
only see a small percentage of light. We only hear a small percentage of sound. We're masters of limitation in every aspect of the fucking word.
Yeah.
You know, people like to say just because you can earn $1 billion or, you know, you could lift 1,000 pounds, that you could do anything you want. Well, you fucking can't. At the end of the day, you're limited by just you being a fucking dumb monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a
Yeah.
body.
Yeah,
Hey.
you're trapped.
Yeah.
But you still got some time. Who knows?
We are walking sacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sacks
That's
of meat.
what-
That's
Sacks
what
of
we.
meat.
Meat suits.
Hey, we just are able to articulate and
Some of our meat suits are bigger than others.
I think Gabe's got a little fucking alien in his chest like Men in Black. I
Let
think
me
you're
see
a
it.
plant, bro.
let me see it.
think
I
you
was
were playing.
referring to
was in his
smaller
face,
sacks
though.
of meat. I was referring to you.
Oh shit.
I thought it was his face.
Damn.
I thought you worked out today.
Man, come
That's
on.
tough.
I thought you did
Anyways,
But
Hey, dude, I think you look swole today.
Dude,
Don't let
thank
him.
you.
Don't
All
let
right,
him
let's
thank
calm
you.
kill
down.
your
Calm
vibe.
down, Austin.
Thank you.
whoa, easy, bud. You know what I
See,
mean? Like,
the reality is I catch them both looking, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Back to Magic.
Yeah, back to
Myron.
Magic.
just wondering where all those gains went. Anyways, were there ever any gains?
Back to Magic.
So,
All right, what were you saying?
you know, like, there's also esoteric and
Yeah.
exoteric. So within, and then the outward.
Mhm.
You know, what we do with the world, how we interact with the world. Magic is through meditation, through psychokinesis, telepathy, you know, anything that you can put your mind to and interact with the physical world is magic. So us putting light in a light bulb, electricity in a bottle, my guy, lightning in a bottle, like is that not magic at its greatest form? You know what I mean? If we honestly think about it.
Well, also the universe is mental. I mean, quantum physics is showing us of quantum, talking about quantum entanglement was what Albert Einstein theorized. Spooky shit at a distance, and we're just now being able to prove that that's actually true, and that reality, if it's not being perceived, doesn't exist in the sense that it's pure probability. So
It's the unknown.
in order for reality to present itself to you, you first have to be acknowledging it, is what quantum physics is saying. That's modern science that they don't fucking talk about. You have to go find this shit from firsthand sources.
Yeah, no.
Because they're not talking about this shit on Fox News. They might mention some
Not at all.
large hadron collider event, but most people don't even know what they do at the LHC.
I mean, when you're
And,
throwing atoms
what
at
if
each
they
other,
do tell
bad
you?
things are bound to happen.
If they do tell you, all they tell you is that they're shooting photons at each other. They're shooting electrons or whatever they are at each other, atoms.
And there's several of these, right? There's like one
Yeah.
in Texas.
Well, the LHC is just the biggest one in the world. It's like 16 kilometers or some shit.
So
in diameter.
Google's saying that the Wikipedia, that magic in the context of Aleister Crowley's Thelema is a term used to show and differentiate the occult from the performance magic, and is defined as the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity and with will, including mundane acts of will as well as ritual magic.
Okay,
Kinda wanna
so
hit off of that.
now ritual magic.
Yeah.
To understand ritual magic, the easiest way to understand it is by understanding what a sigil is.
What is that?
A sigil is a symbol that you are focusing your intent, because this is what magic
A binding.
comes down to. And this is what the whole universe comes down to based off of quantum science, is what you want, your true intent, even if it's subconscious sometimes. So what you're doing is you're focusing that pure will and intent into a goal, a want, a desire, whatever you want it to be.
Whatever it may be.
And you
From
make this symbol.
financial
Some
to
people do it with their eyes
health.
closed. They'll draw a symbol with their eyes closed.
They
And
pray.
that way it's only this means this.
Yeah. So does the sigil represent what they want,
Yes. It's a symbol.
and they focus their energy
Like
towards?
like astrological symbols. We're talking like that kind of shit. Those are magical symbols. And we're going to get into that when we start going
This is
into...
also, that's mostly
now
known as
look at-
symbolic magic.
Now,
is
okay,
what he's talking
we
about.
actually have... Is that Thelema? Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that emblem for Thelema. What does that look like?
Jewish star.
Star David.
Star of David, and what else?
To me, it looks like
A square and
The
compass.
square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Freemasonry.
Yep.
And we may not go into it. This is day one, people. This is day one, episode 1. We're talking about magic and the history of magic.
Wasn't my idea.
It was my idea. You're welcome, Gabriel.
wasn't my idea either.
But we're not just going to talk about
not
magic
mine
all
either.
day. But we're
Yeah,
also
yeah,
going to
Austin.
get sidetracked because that's just what we do.
yeah,
But that's Crowley's religion.
Yeah, I was listening to a little bit on Aleister Crowley today, and he seemed like kind of a nut job.
He's a
He
pretty weird
was a
character.
psychopath and he was a genius
Yeah.
at the same time.
A lot of practitioners of magic still follow his
Basic
yeah.
code of ritual magic.
Mhm.
There's a lot of rappers that like him too. I was listening to some guy talk about it.
Absol.
because that's
Yeah,
second magic.
that's the video I watched. Yeah.
So now there's a reason for that.
Why?
Spells.
Is because of Hollywood itself
Oh.
ties into, of course, the whole
Holly Tree and all that.
the holly tree and magic wands, but that also goes into the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, it doesn't have to be the Illuminati.
They're all fucking bitches.
And
That's what
really,
they are.
really, the Illuminati is made up of dozens of smaller
Austin
secret
said
societies.
that, not me.
Yeah, Austin said that. Don't get me.
Yo, you're gonna have to bring some fucking big bodyguards. All right.
All right.
Don't
SEAL
bring-
Team 6 is too small.
Don't bring none of
calm
them 4-foot lizards. You better bring them 8-footers.
You better bring them 8-footers.
You better bring them
That's
grays.
all I'm saying.
You better bring them grays.
Little ass gray alien fucks. Anyways, Crowley. There's a reason because he wrote the blueprint for ritual magic, and
Yeah, he was
ultimately-
an occultist.
I believe it's called the Book of Law.
the Book of the Law.
Book of the Law. Sorry about that.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Okay, now Crowley was on the cover of a Beatles album.
Oh yeah, he's deep in the music industry.
Yes. Okay. They're all occultists, and now occult only means hidden.
Yeah, secret.
Yes.
It's
So that's
got-
that's my specialty is the occult.
that's
If
another.
if anything, if I bring anything to the table, it's my knowledge of the occult. I don't know everything, but I do know a lot about.
But
a little about a lot.
But
That's
an
what I'm saying.
occult is not necessarily a group. It's just outliers, right? Like
That's
a cult.
that's
or
what I
a
wanted
cult.
to bring up today.
a cult.
Okay, that's just a term that means secret or hidden.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean they're all the
not
same.
it's not a group of anything. It's
Yeah.
just a subject of information.
Okay.
It's like hidden, secret knowledge.
Secret knowledge and hidden
But
information and all
I
that
think whoever's running this shit has done a great job of. If you see a cult, you think Charles Manson,
Oh, for
and like
sure.
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
Well,
like,
that's
but you think
a
a
cult.
cult.
yeah,
right,
but that's
a
why
cult,
I think
yeah.
it gets intertwined. But if you like look into it, you see the difference.
I really have a strange perception on even the word occult because cult, a cult or a culture or a custom,
Mhm.
any of those, we're all part of those things. We're a part of tribes. We're a part of communities that are distinguished literally around our culture
Yeah.
Yep.
through Hollywood, through TV, movies, radio, whatever the case may be, phones, tablets, all that stuff. Is that if we want to talk about like the magic, that we go back to magic. This is the most magical thing I've ever seen. Is an iPad.
Yeah.
Pure magic to me.
Magic
Pure magic
extends
to me.
itself through the micro and the macro.
Through
It's a part
everything.
of the smallest portion of the universe, and it's also all encompassing. So it's magic isn't really like it's the hardest part, and sometimes even me when I'm fucking like thinking or talking about it, you have to break your conditioning because they taught you what magic was through Disney and
Right.
Lord of the Rings
Through a
and
sea.
all this other shit, right? So you think it's strictly like you're actually shooting shit out of the magic wand.
Yep.
But the wand never really actually did anything because it was a physical sigil.
Right.
for rituals.
It was the
now
intent.
now rituals are sigils that are acted out. Okay. So now they use all these ancient rituals because the more you use them, and once an ancient civilization establishes this ritual for doing this thing, the more it's done, the easier it comes to fruition, and so on and so forth. That's why all this shit's so old. Is because they've already worked out the bugs for us, and we get to use it however we want. We get to do whatever we want. Essentially,
Taking your attention, using your attention, and then your intent. That is the big C, the small c, or like Neoplatism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is also a form of magic. It is, if we are all one consciousness and we all, the big C, little c, so mind, spirit, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't know what your personal preference is with that. But that is using your intent to allow the things around you to become what you want, and using those forces of nature, such as lightning in a bottle, to your favor.
and that's what manifestation is.
Meditation, prayer.
Yeah, you do all those things to manifest things, but you can't just make something appear out of thin air. That's not how shit works. So that's what they make. That's what they want you to think magic is you just making something appear out of nothing. But what it really is an alchemical exchange.
Right.
Like
A what?
an alchemical exchange,
What is
which
that?
means you take one object,
Yeah.
Whichever form it may
make it
be.
into something else. So it's a changing, not a creating.
Mm-hmm.
So like us, all three of us, because we all three work out. 4 of us, David works out too. Us using our energy and time and our intent will eventually manifest us being bigger, because we keep going through that alchemical process of consuming and converting, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
So we're manifesting, and through that, our lives become better because we're happier, because we look better.
Transfers of energy.
Then that's all we're doing. So even doing that, chasing your dreams, is magical with a K.
It's just doing it with the right intent.
Exactly.
And finding
a true intent. You can't
true
be
intent.
bullshitting yourself, because your true self really knows.
Don't they
if you're
say it all
bullshitting.
starts with meditation, though? To try to start dabbling into that world?
No.
It's a great place to start.
I must have been listening to the wrong videos.
No, it's a great place to start.
You can make the argument for it.
Yeah, they said
But-
something about try to start out like 5 minutes a day or something.
But ultimately, you don't have to, because I explained
30
this to my
seconds.
brother one time. We were talking about, I was like, my background is in automotive and like race cars and shit. So people can build a 500 horsepower engine out of jegs and not know shit about engines. All they got to do is know what goes where and what to torque it down to. And they can make an engine that makes 500 horsepower. It's the same thing with magic and shit like that. People could be doing this shit and not even know it, because that's our natural way.
Yep.
That's what we're supposed to be. Now, everything that the media and the lizards up top do tries to suppress nature, and that's why everything's so fucked up right now.
When
It's
do you think
because
that
we're going
changed?
against natural law.
When do you think that changed?
What?
You said we were that.
Fuck, dude. I think
Introduction of religion.
yes. Well,
Is part of it.
Well, the age where Christianity, 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Because that was when the pendulum started swinging back this way. So now it's only, okay, well, do we got to wait another 2,000 years? Oh, but wait, it's 2021. It's already been 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the upswing again. We're coming back to where the golden age is what they tried to everybody tries to call it anyways.
Yeah.
You say that's what we're going to?
That's what we're going to, yeah. The age of Aquarius, in the age of Pisces. We just left the age of Pisces and we're into the or Aquarius. Astrology. Who fucking knows? Let's ask a basic white bitch with Starbucks because they know more about it than I do.
They do know more about it than you do.
Oh shit!
Without a doubt.
For sure.
I don't know. I think you know.
I know
just
a
as
little
much
bit.
as they
I
do.
know a little bit, but all my focus in astrology is around Saturn.
And don't talk shit about Starbucks.
So
Yo, dude,
I love
fuck
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Team Duncan all the way.
I guess I have a question about
I got stock in
the Golden
Starbucks. It's
Age.
fine.
Okay.
Spend your money there, please.
Yeah,
So-
support big lizard corporations. Fucking shill. You shilled out already, bro.
So the elites, what is their golden age then?
This is their golden age.
On like the low frequency?
Well, what's bad for the many and good for the few is what they thrive in, because they are the few that's getting the good. So now when that flip-flops and it's what's good for the many is bad for the few, that's the true golden age. Right now it's always going to be back and forth. It's always going to be good and bad, because that's the frequency. That's what frequency is. It's a hertz. Everything has a frequency.
coming in
We
waves.
measure frequencies all the fucking time. It's
Mhm.
how audio and everything. So a frequency has a positive wave and a negative wave, and that's essentially how the universe, how existence operates. And that's why they say we live in a simulation. Quantum physicists say that. The smartest people in the fucking world say we are not living in base reality. And
Yeah,
yet, for some reason,
Elon's
there are
even
people
said-
in this fucking time and age that still think the Earth is 6,000 years old, and it was created in a week.
7,500.
7,500. Give or take.
Hey,
Give or take.
Oh my god!
Give or take.
It never was created to begin with. It's not real. It's got to be
It's
real to
not
be created.
real.
But,
Parts of it are real though.
Anyways, what were you saying, Austin? Did I answer your question about the Illuminati, what their golden age is?
I believe so. Is that better? I'm still trying to figure out this fucking mic.
No,
Dude,
that's
he's
bad.
having a hard time.
Apparently,
He's
it
got
ain't
the
working very
smallest
well.
mic stand I've ever seen in my life.
I was trying not to
He's
say
the
anything,
biggest
but
guy in
since
the
Austin
fucking
was,
room.
I was trying to help him
might
over
as
here.
well.
I'm writing him notes and
Yo,
shit.
is there no extendo cuzzo on that?
No,
mic?
No,
Hey,
say no,
Hey,
no.
look, right over.
You know,
I-
we might have to pause and break out the other
I might
mic
wish I had
for this
that
fucking
boom
guy.
mic right
You know
about
what?
now.
Go ahead and pause. All right, P3, y'all. We're back. Austin was just about to get us somewhere before we got him a new boom arm for his mic, so he wasn't
Yeah.
all hunched over.
So I don't have my little kid mic stand anymore.
There you go.
Probably sound
Grown
a lot
ups
better
table.
now.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Little Fisher Price Rode mic stand.
Yeah.
All right, now what were you saying, bud?
I guess I'm not quite understanding the golden age aspect of it, because I've heard from multiple places that the golden age is a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. Because wasn't like the elite's golden age when Saturn ruled, and that's not really what we want, right? Or am I just retarded?
Well, it depends on the context of the conversation, because like the name of our podcast, Purple Pill Phenomena, that comes from, obviously, it pays homage to the Matrix, but objective reality lies. You are able to see objective reality when you take both pills, because then you're able to see everything. You get to see in the Matrix, you get to see out of the Matrix. Boom. You do some acid, you're seeing purple and gold. So there we go. Now, the golden age of the purple dawn. That Austin is referring to the purple dawn theory. We'll say theory.
The purple dong or dawn?
Dong. No.
Yep,
Big
both.
dong. Big dongs.
Dawn, like the golden dawn. Like
Oh,
we were
okay.
just talking about Aleister Crowley. He was part of the Order of the Golden Dawn, which was a
Hermetic order.
Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn
Didn't-
or whatever.
Did he get kicked out?
Yeah, I think so. Because he was doing sex magic and
Yep.
shit.
That's pretty much how that went down.
Who got kicked out?
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, and
My boy right there on the TV.
yeah, he was doing sex magic, and they were saying that
Yeah, him
he
and
had
his
some
wife-
type of lover.
him and his wife-
Divination.
Yeah, some guy. What was his name?
Oh, fuck, dude.
I can't remember what his name was, but continue. What were you saying?
Was his last name Bennett?
I don't even remember.
I don't know.
But him and his wife fucked in the pyramid, and the spirit they were fucking in the pyramid, but ultimately they were doing sex magic. And the being that came through and spoke through Aleister Crowley's wife is what gave him the information to write the Book of the Law. I can't remember that alien's name.
What else did he see though? Didn't he see something?
He saw all kinds of shit.
No, in the pyramid.
Well,
Didn't he draw something?
I don't know about all that, but I mean, look at all the hieroglyphics in the pyramid. We
You-
call them hieroglyphics, but what are they really? They're sigils.
Could you
Symbolic,
look
Just
up,
like our letters are sigils.
look up what Aleister Crowley's I think his name is Lamb. LAM maybe? See if an image pops up.
Is lamb?
Lamb.
Yeah.
He drew something.
Yep.
What does that look like?
Looks like a gray alien.
Yeah.
Big-headed aliens.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
That's
Like
the
Justin's
being.
head.
That's terrifying.
Dude, my head ain't that big, bro.
It's
Mostly
pretty
hair.
big, bro.
No,
I
my
don't
head
know.
right now is mostly my hair.
That's pretty trippy because what time frame do you think this was?
This
Like
was in
the
the late
19
1800s, or
Late 1800s, 1900s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before all that stuff was going on. And that's what he drew.
right.
That's what he saw.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Every culture and civilization for thousands of years has basically been saying and writing the same shit.
And all of them
But it's all
have been
bullshit.
But they were
Yeah.
primitive dipshits.
Yeah.
all of them have been channel magic. A lot. All of the like Hermetic Dawn or the Hermetic Order, Aleister Crowley, Muhammad, all of those guys, they all had some type of channel magic where they, through ayahuasca, through different psychedelics even, they were channeling people, channeling different entities, or sometimes demons.
Yeah.
And then getting into satanic rituals, blood magic, getting into divination. That's what
Yeah, I've heard
A
a
lot
lot
of
about
that is-
ayahuasca. I heard a lot
That's.
of
I'm
crazy things on that.
sorry, Gabe. Go
On
ahead.
ayahuasca.
yeah.
Yeah, we ought to fucking drink some ayahuasca sometime. That'd be dope.
And just
Go down to-
purge
go down to Peru.
everybody.
You guys want to throw up and shit? And all
Dude,
that?
it's
fuck
purge.
yeah, and
Just
trip my
the
balls
worst.
off that. It's not like I haven't shit my pants before, right?
Yeah.
I
know,
I
that's
just
right.
did this morning during my workout.
Yeah, when I about
was
fucking
rough
had
day.
150 pounds crush my head. So
I feel like it's not going to be as fun as you think it is.
it's probably I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think
not
so
supposed to
either.
be fun.
It like you kill your ego. You kill yourself.
A piece of yourself.
Yeah,
And
that's
I-
what I've heard.
No,
I've never
doing
done it. So.
You're
ayahuasca?
not. See, this is the thing: is that you're not killing your ego. You're gaining
Shedding
control of
your
your
ego.
ego. They call it ego death, but it's not. Your ego is a part of your personality structure. It's all built. It's built into everybody. You're not going to get past the hardware.
They say a lot of people that have like addictions go down there and do it, and
Oh, yeah.
somehow,
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Helps
same
them
with same with magic mushrooms.
a
The
lot of business
psilocybin.
people too. I've heard like business people going down there and then coming back after that experience, and their business just takes off.
Yeah, because you're rewiring your brain.
Yeah,
You're rewiring your brain for the natural way you're supposed to be.
yeah.
And that same thing with magic mushrooms. They've already proven that psilocybin helps rewire your neural
Pathogens.
connections and paths and all.
But
that
I
stuff.
wonder if it's the right thing for everybody to do.
Yes,
Really?
everybody needs to be tripping. Everybody be a lot cooler.
Everybody would be a lot cooler. But no, I think,
I think they're
it's-
already doing
I
that.
we
think
didn't have
it
that
is.
many more guests on our
They
fucking
have
podcast.
they do like microdosing. They have like pill
Silicon
form.
Valley,
Yeah.
dude. They're microdosing mushrooms and acid fucking every
Yeah.
day. Ecstasy.
Yeah.
I've seen dudes working at high up tech places that take ecstasy
Yeah.
every day, MDMA every day.
What do you think the odds are that they're doing magic?
Well, I mean, that's all this is, right?
Yeah.
It's all magic. That's what. It's all some sort of magic.
I guess the question is,
Our
How many people
definition
know
of
they're
magic is
doing
broader
that?
than yours.
that
probably.
is the question.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I would say like majority of the people of power know. 100%.
Well, that's why
they're in power.
Well,
they're in power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That That's what
they see. The average person doesn't know our history. They've never seen outside of the in air quotes matrix,
Or they
right?
know the history they've been told.
Well, exactly, but then they don't
Indoctrination.
know. Yeah, half truths. That's how come we're in the situation we're in. Is we get told half truths and we believe that's it.
Yeah.
And putting your energy towards anything. So when you're on your phone, you're going through Instagram. If you're idolizing or giving your energy to any of these people, that's what you're doing. You know, you're literally giving your energy to things that we don't even realize.
That goes back to the conversation we just had about us lifting weights to manifest a better reality for ourselves. Us putting forth that magical energy into lifting weights instead is put into making money. And so therefore that's where the final point of our energy comes to. That's why you're just giving your energy away, your time and your money is what we're talking about. Just using different definitions. That's it. Anyways, you brought up demons and shit, which I want to bring this back to John D. Is what makes John D so fucking crazy, and what makes it even more crazy is how prevalent his imagery is, even to modern day. Is because John D and his fucking weird ass homeboy Edward Kelly were conversing with angels, supposedly. And this is where we get Enochian magic from. And people are like, well, what the fuck's Enochian? Supposedly, allegedly, this is the language of Adam, the first man. What you got here? Edward Kelly. Apparently he didn't have fucking ears. So they cut, which in the time, they cut your ears off for being a charlatan and shit. So
What is a charlatan?
a charlatan is like a town crier shouting
Heretic.
The boy who,
heresy and all this other shit.
Okay.
I don't know. You can
Anything
look at
against
the definition of charlatan, but
that's a weird thing to take because they
basically
can still,
full of shit. So they cut his
Shout.
fucking ears off for being full of shit. But John D, as we kind of touched on, was a really powerful person. He had a lot of friends in a lot of high places. He was renowned for his alchemical abilities. See, that's his sigil right there. The Monas Hieroglyphica.
a lot of, even like Isaac Newton was really into alchemy. A lot of
The
his
Philosopher's
work
Stone,
was,
bro. The
Yeah.
pursuit of the Philosopher's Stone.
alchemy is the base of all of the science that we've come up with so far through chemistry, chemistry and
We all watch
physics,
Full Metal Alchemist. We all know how dope that shit is.
all of those things. Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist is actually talks. I mean,
That's
just
my
like
shit.
just like everything, all of Hollywood shit.
My boy Alphonse.
Alphonse is it's
Alphonse,
high
my
ass
guy.
voice, bro. You kind of remind me of Alphonse, bro.
Hey, he's got that big suit,
Oh,
dog.
my goodness. All right. Anyways,
Hey,
so
All
right, go ahead.
Did you finish on
no,
that?
go ahead.
When you were talking about that having sex in a pyramid, what's the deal with that? I don't really understand that. What is it like? Why does sex bring you to this higher?
Energy.
Yeah,
From
It's energy transfer. So when you have sex and you orgasm,
yeah,
it comes up. This is where chakras come in, and that explosive energy. Okay, this is where we get the ankh from.
Mhm.
You know what an ankh is, right? The
No.
cross with the rounded top.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've
Okay.
seen that in
This
the
is
zeitgeist.
this is what the ankh means. The ankh is a symbol for this, a sigil. So when you come, that explosive energy shoots from your root chakra, which is in your groin, and
Okay.
it goes all the way out the top of your head. Now, when you hear occultists and fucking YouTube magicians talking about this shit, and this is where a lot of people get turned off, is because they're not listening to the right people, right? So the theory is, and obviously been proven in practice with people like Crowley and all the Anton LaVey and all these prominent figures in the occult community, not necessarily for good reasons. We're not saying they're good guys, because we're on the side of light here, bro. So on the dark side, it's just what you see is because that's what they've pushed on you, is the dark side of it, to turn you away from it. Because if the good people don't know how to use it, then they're fucked. Because we're going to use it to fight them.
That's kind of what I was saying about
It's like taking our guns and shit.
Demonizing it. Because all we know is the bad stuff of it.
Right.
But we don't know that it can actually be done for good.
Right.
And
You've been
that's
conditioned to believe that it's bad.
Yep.
To believe that even the word, Satan is bad. 666. You're gonna represent those numbers with Satan every single time because that's what you've been conditioned to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate reality, but it is true.
Now the sex magic, back to sex magic, is the onk comes from you recycling that energy. So you're pulling that explosive energy out and pulling it back into you and using it for your own good. So the more of this energy that you have built up, you can express that and manifest that in all kinds of different ways. It makes the things you do more powerful.
Correct me
It
if
doesn't
I'm
make you shoot lightning bolts out of your hands.
wrong, but it also kind of puts you in a state of mind. Like when you're about to orgasm, you're in a certain state of mind.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You would be absolutely. Mic adjustment, you're fine. Hey,
Very good.
hey, you're
Hey,
good.
we're all learning here.
Hey,
We're
yeah,
all, I'm
it's
just
fine.
It's
trying to get the best quality audio for
technically
everybody.
day 2, but it's really day 1.
Yeah.
We got some secret goodies for you just from us practicing. Maybe, we'll
I'll
release them
probably,
someday.
I'll probably break them up into trailers or something.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it in one way or another.
Yeah.
But
You're gonna hear some bullshit either way.
so now giving your energy away to women is where a lot of dudes fuck up.
And that's
and-
where a lot of
Or dudes. Or dudes.
And as somebody who's done this, when you orgasm with a girl, this is the belief in the whole sex magic realm. I'm just explaining it. I don't necessarily believe it because I don't want to practice it. It's my intent. I don't give a fuck about sex magic. I'm just trying to get my wee wee wet. So
I know that's right, brother. Team high five.
All right, so you giving your energy away to the woman is, you're just wasting your energy as a man. And in not saying that men are better or more powerful than women, because we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. That's the balance. That's the yin and the yang. That's the polarity we was talking about earlier with the frequency. So, but it's the same thing with her in a different way with the female. She could give her energy away to the man, and that's just as unhealthy for her as it is for us when we're talking about harnessing and using our energy to manifest our realities. So what
have to
the fuck
believe
we
it.
talking about? All right.
But you have to believe in it first, though. That is, you have to have the intent to do the things in the first place, Hey,
Is that better?
It's working.
Alright, cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
No worries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it says sexuality played an important role in Crowley's ideas about magic and his practice of it, and has been described as being essential to Thelema.
Thelema.
Thelema, what is that?
That's the cult that he created.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They say it's a religion, but it's a cult.
Okay.
It's a sex magic cult. Now, why is sex so important when it comes to Thelema and magic?
Well, he said he outlined 3 forms of sex magic: the edoretic, homosexual, and heterosexual, and argued that such acts could be used to focus the magician's will onto a specific goal, such as financial gain and personal creative success.
You see, it doesn't even fucking tell you it's there so they could be fucking earthbenders and shit. It's people get fucked up when we're talking about magic. You know, it's like
Earthbenders.
I was making an Avatar reference. You know,
I was about to
firebenders and
say,
shit.
Yeah.
But David knew what I was talking about.
Avatar
But it's manifesting your reality and making your life better is what they would have you to believe. That's what they express on the outside. These guys are on the side of the dark, right? So it's like they're using it for power, to gain power and money, and that's it, and control. You know, narcissistic psychopaths like we see at the top today.
For the most part.
Austin.
Yes.
Austin did a lot of fucking work to prepare for this episode. A hell of a lot more than the rest of us. So
I'm just
I'm
really
bad at
into this
retaining
shit.
information.
I'm just into it, my guy.
So okay, what else you got?
Well, okay, so when he brought up 666, it's a symbol. That's also kind of like a sigil
Yes.
for whoever is getting that.
Whoever originally created it, whoever's in what their intent was.
Okay, so this is the swastika.
Mhm.
That was originally it was like peace, didn't it?
Yep.
Isn't
was
that
a
what it?
Israeli symbol of peace.
And
Well, it's been throughout a bunch of different cultures all over the world.
And
Even
they-
Native Americans.
and
had
now
a
it's like crucified. You can't even use it.
right, because of earth, wind, fire, and water.
Yeah.
Right. It was a joining of all the elements to bring in. It was a good symbol, like a peace symbol, right? Like hey, you know, good vibing, you know.
Yeah.
Good vibes, make a
my
TikTok
God,
video,
vibration,
you know?
yeah.
But the bad guys took it over.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I
for-
just wanted to bring that
They're
up.
just like everything else. It's like they as few of things to help us as we can find, the better for them.
Yeah.
So
And that's why the internet got away from them. You know what I mean?
yeah, the
The
internet,
internet
fucks
is
shit
their
up,
worst
bro.
enemy, I think.
It
And,
fucked
dude, it
shit
fucking
up.
pisses me off because all the shit that I had found to learn a lot of shit about the occult and about conspiracies and about politics and all this other shit, they're gone. Deleted. Gone. I can't even send my homeboys the same shit so it makes it easier for them to understand what I'm talking about because they fucking deleted that shit.
You gotta go to
all
like
those
Band video.
channels have been forced off of YouTube. You have to pay for their shit now
Mhm.
because they're not getting paid by YouTube anymore. So they got to fucking make money somehow. If you still want content,
Do you want to be monetized? Yeah.
yeah.
Or you go to Rockfin, or you go to one of these other platforms, which are
Which
doing
we're
well.
gonna be there eventually. But,
You know.
we'll present you with all the information when we get it. So, what else you got,
Cool.
Austin? I want to see. I want to see what all you came up with, buddy.
All right, let me take a gander at my notes. At my notes.
There you go.
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
funny
good.
to be right
That's
there.
it.
boy.
There you go.
You
That's
can
it.
point it, bring it up
That's
to your
it.
face if you
Yeah,
want to
look.
lean back. He's testing out the
I can
headphones.
always take this
Gabe's the
out.
only one with headphones, by the way.
Yeah. You
So
see
we
how
don't
you
know.
talk?
At my notes. I'm just taking a look at my
Now
notes.
back up and talk how you were talking.
This is how I was talking.
Yeah, this is this is exactly how I was
when
talking.
you, when you
This
get
is a
that,
fucking robot.
yeah, when you get that the windscreen, it'll be a lot better.
I guess I talked about one of my personal experiences. Have any of you guys ever been to the 9/11 memorial?
I have not.
No,
I've seen videos and pictures of it though.
I've heard some stuff about it though.
I
The monument they built.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Cube in
endless.
the earth.
What is
Yeah.
it? It's like an endless waterfall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
nonstop. Well, it was a very weird experience because I don't know what I was feeling, but I was feeling something, and I didn't. It was pretty negative, and I get that there was a lot of lives lost,
Mm-hmm.
Residual
Respect, yeah.
energy.
but
Yeah, respect.
and I don't know what that feeling was because I was also in Nagasaki, and when I was in the Navy and I spent some time in Japan and I did visit that. We all know what happened there.
Yeah.
Some
Twice.
bad stuff, and there was also a lot of lives lost, and I did not feel the same negative energy. And this goes back to symbolism. And would you say that memorial is kind of a symbol of the black cube of Saturn.
It's essentially a sigil, a physical sigil, just like the obelisk that's down the street, right?
Yep. Downtown Kansas City.
Yep.
Well, even at the 9/11 memorial,
Oh, well, yeah.
right? There's an obelisk real close by.
What is an obelisk? I haven't seen this.
The tall, pointy pillars,
Oh,
like
okay.
Egypt.
Okay.
We've seen them in Egypt. You know, the pillar that's close to the 9/11 memorial actually came from fucking Egypt. They
Yeah.
brought it over in the early 1900s.
That's
And it was a thing. There was carts and shit lined up down the street, and it was like a thing. It took them like a fucking 2 weeks to get it to where off the barge. It was
amazing.
like a fucking thing. So the energy you're feeling, if you know, and just us conversing about it, it's because of the negative.
Residual energy.
They've harnessed that
Yeah.
negative energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to keep the negative energy, they've attached it to objects.
Yeah.
Objects that can also amplify it. Just like all the owls in the where that library used to be. They took all the owls out of the library when they tore it down or it got destroyed somehow. They took all the owls out of this famous library and posted them up in the square that's a tribute to the library.
Wow.
Now, owls, Saturn, Moloch, that's how all this ties in.
Yep.
The black cube, the eyes, all this other shit. It's all Saturn.
It's all symbolism.
It's all
for Saturn.
symbolism, bro. And we were talking about quantum physics earlier. The equation that scientists use to quantify something, an object or a theory or whatever. I'm not wearing a lab coat. I'm not a fucking scientist. I cut metal for a living.
Scientist.
Sometimes he does.
Sometimes. What was I talking about? Oh,
Owls and monuments.
the symbol that they use to represent a piece of the equation that quantifies the equation. So they times the equation by this symbol in which it is quantified at that point. That symbol is the astrological sign for Saturn. That's where we get the cross from. That's where we get the sword or the hammer and sickle from communism from. That's where all these different things come from, is this one symbol that is Saturnian at its core. Because that symbol predates everything else that they use it for. It's just the beginning of the fucking road. There's nothing that predates it that uses a symbol.
And there could be a lot of reasons. You know what I mean?
It's called Planck's constant, by the way.
There could be a lot of reasons why Saturn is such a prevalent thing in our lives that we don't know, obviously. But for one, it is very bright in the sky. It is absolutely astonishing when you see Saturn in the sky. It's amazing. But at the same time, there is belief that there are frequencies that radiate from Saturn, and that's the simulation that we're in. We are in a simulation run by frequency, waves, gravity waves, sound waves, whatever the case may be. Electromagnetic waves is probably more than likely what it is, though. That you boil it down, it's probably electromagnetic waves. Why are they coming throughout space? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, because none of us really have any idea, right? If it's not right here, physical, something you can, then we have no idea. It's all your beliefs on what you believe and how you want to use that intent, how you want to use your belief system to create the reality you want to live in. Whether that's Saturn frequencies coming towards you, or your own consciousness, or the one in one, the duality. As long as you continue to try to be a good person and the value of life starts to actually go up, that's when we'll see change in things. And I mean, I'm hoping that's
it's
where we'll
coming.
see change.
We're on that upswing, bro. The pendulum always swings back. And that's what it is. We're just bouncing back and forth between positive and negative all the time, even in our daily lives, every second of every day. Bing, 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 bing. But see now, these just what we just rambled on about, just small pieces of the puzzle as to see why and how such few people have such vast control and wealth. That's ultimately what we're getting to, is because they have all this occult, OCCULT, not a cult. They have hidden knowledge.
Yep. They know the shit, man.
And on P3, we're exposing it all until we chill out.
To go back to your 9/11, how you felt, what do you think made you feel that way?
I mean, I think a big one would be just because all the lives were lost. But
Yeah.
Now, was that you doing that to yourself, or was it the environment itself?
Did you know about this stuff when you went, or were before that?
Like
about it was like
No, not
like
about
energy.
9/11, about Magick and all this other stuff.
I didn't know about
How long
it.
ago was that?
I think maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
okay.
But it was just a very negative energy. Like you could feel it. I almost felt like I didn't want to talk,
I got you.
like at all. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
and
you're bathing in it at that point.
yeah,
And it's not like, I bet if you tore down all that Saturn reptilian motherfucking monuments and the running bull Moloch, all that shit, I bet you that energy would dissipate and become,
so you think that's kind of like harnessing it, and
Yes.
keeping it there,
yes.
and they're sucking it.
Well, and also
they
when
use
you
that.
go there and you
My energy.
Give your energy.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't fucking.
now
cry,
they
but
harness your negative energy.
That's
So
what
it's
I was.
they're
asking.
constantly being fed,
No, they're probably being fed right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
someone, there's someone looking at it right now.
Yeah,
Probably
there's
feeling
fucking
the same thing.
dudes dying over in Israel and Palestine right fucking now.
Right now.
Yeah.
There's bad shit going on all over the world.
There's
All
fucking
the
robberies
time.
and shit going on all over the country, and people are dying every fucking day.
And we are truly blessed to be sitting where we are.
Oh, dude,
to
for
do
sure.
the things we do, considering the genocide that's going on in the rest of the world. Man.
Yeah.
It's
And people get fucked up. Peace is an anomaly.
there's
The reality that faces most of the world is hardship and war, and poverty and famine.
the
Yeah.
actual reality of it.
That's what most people are facing. But we think it doesn't exist because
It's not happening on our street.
we live in New
Until it
Rome. We live in
affects
New
you.
Rome.
Yeah.
So
And now you're talking about New York City.
you're saying we're the problem.
Yeah, I mean, look at the people benefiting from all the bad shit going on.
Yeah.
Of course, we're the fucking problem.
We're
Not
not-
us per
Yeah.
se, but I mean, you can put the blame on us for not doing anything about it. We're sitting here bitching about it.
Yeah. And a lot of people do say that, but
Well,
what have we always said?
We're bringing
about that?
awareness. We're not bitching.
We are. We're
No,
trying.
but not even that. What can we do as
What?
4 guys sitting in a fucking room?
What can
Storm
you,
Area 51.
just
Load
not the
the fuck
capital.
up.
Just not the capital.
Yeah.
What kind of aliens are we gonna find, Gabe?
Fuck, I don't know.
Big ones,
Probably
little
that-
ones,
probably that dude
interdimensional.
that
I don't
Crowley
even think they're.
fucking
I don't even
drew.
think they're at Area 51.
Nah, dude.
I think that's a fucking front.
They caught on to Area
Because
51.
Bob Lazar didn't even work at Area 51. He was
Worked
working
at
at
S4.
S4. Yeah.
S4. Yeah.
Nah, they're in the dumbs, dog. They're
Dude,
deep underground, bro.
Deep
Yeah,
underground.
the Area 51's a part of a complex, and they have that base in the mountain. Remember? Yeah, have you
Yeah.
seen that? They got a base in a fucking
Well-
mountain. We're literally dealing with 007 bad guys.
Yeah.
Where's the golden gun?
Have you seen the missing 411 or
Yeah.
411
Yeah.
maps? Like-
Maybe, but
You might be able to bring that up. You don't have to, but it's pretty.
I watched the documentary on Missing 411.
Yeah,
It's pretty close to like the underground tunnel systems of
Yeah.
America.
Man.
Yeah.
They're right there by all the underground
And
tunnels.
we're
What were you
talking
saying
about-
though? It was on the maps.
Yeah, missing 411. Maybe map. Just try map.
I do know that Missing 411. Basically, it's people that go missing in national parks, and for some reason they don't keep track of that.
No count.
Because I
No.
watched the Missing 411, the Hunters one, and then there was another one too that I watched, and just weird shit, man. Like kids that are 5 years old going missing for like 2 weeks, and then they find them and they're fine.
Oh
And
my goodness.
They shouldn't
Yeah.
have survived in below freezing temperatures.
Yikes.
What map was that though, Austin?
There was one that just showed the tunnel systems of the United States, and then it had the hot spots of the missing people, and it was really relevant to those tunnels.
Which, if you followed any of the, pedogate, any of that,
I know it all correlates.
Yeah,
with each
dude,
other.
it all
correlates.
overlays. It's just pattern recognition. This is one of our baser animal instincts. But yet, for some reason, you could dismiss us just by saying we're conspiracy theorists, even though you can't disprove.
I didn't even know
A
there
lot
was
of this shit.
tunnel system. I didn't even know that we even had this. This is new to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Tunnels.
when I was living down there in Springfield, they say they got a lot of sinkhole issues because there's caves. I mean,
Yeah.
fantastic caverns and shit is down there. Like,
right? They say
Springfield's
Missouri
on
has
top
the
of
most,
caves.
the most caves.
I mean, I know there's caves, but I thought these were man-made tunnels, like some shit. Like
Well, yeah,
this,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know, or-
those are caves. We're talking about man-made tunnels, but they're used for the same shit.
yeah,
Human trafficking, probably some fucking underground alien military bases. Who fucking knows?
I'm guessing a little bit of both.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
where
guessing
were
a
you
little
going
bit
with
of
that
both.
though? With the 411?
I was just asking if he's heard. If
Oh,
you've
yeah.
seen that. The
Oh,
map.
yeah.
It
Magic.
wasn't nothing.
Yeah, Magic.
Magic.
Oh, my bad.
Does Magic have anything to do with that?
In what aspect?
I mean, it all kind of correlates, right?
Okay.
It all kind of correlates.
So we were talking about Enochian magic, and Enochian being the language of Adam.
Talking about Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. Now,
What was it called?
Enochian. Enoch.
I don't know. Just put that.
Yeah, that works, right?
Okay, so this comes from
No.
Enoch. It's named after Enoch. Do you guys know who Enoch is?
Isn't he the uncle of
The grandfather
grandfather?
of Moses.
Noah.
Noah.
Okay.
Okay.
Noah's Ark guy.
So the book of Enoch, Enoch is only mentioned like one time in
the
one of
Bible.
the testaments, like the
Mhm.
Old Testament. He's only mentioned one time.
Before you get into this, I just want to put out there that the Vatican does not recognize this for some strange reason.
For some
they don't
weird
recognize the Book of Enoch.
Even though
Just
the reason why we have the book of
Really?
Enoch is
Why?
because of Dead Sea
Have they
Scrolls.
said?
they just
They just don't. I think I have heard that
I
before.
just don't.
Yeah.
I think they're like, no, this is
Because
no
it
fucking
leads,
way. Yeah,
it leads to things that they don't want you to know.
Oh, for sure.
because the Book of Enoch kind of brings to light that like the angels, the fallen angels came down, mated with women, and he was like
Like the Nephilim and
the
all that shit.
Nephilim.
Yep,
and
exactly.
I was like, I gotta
Well-
flood this motherfucker.
And
Like
that's
this shit's bad.
Bad shit
This
happens.
shit
so-
ain't good.
the angels came down and took Enoch back with them to heaven. Now, this is Christian mythology. Or this is the story of
Story.
Enoch.
Yep.
Okay, we're not even going to say Christian because this actually predates Christianity because it comes out of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay. So the angels come down and take Enoch back to heaven for like 300 years and teach him. Now, this is what makes it really interesting because Christianity and no other religion really talks about the angels teaching you physical things like sciences and cosmology and or, astrology and all this other shit. So that's what they did is they taught him all these different sciences and then sent him back to Earth. And I think that's where you're like, now what kind of God is this as well? If he goes, fuck, Adam and Eve and Enoch, they're fucking shitting all over everything, teaching these monkeys what it is to be a god, because that's what makes you a god is what you know. And what makes everything so powerful when you start getting into these realms is because what you got there, Gabe? What are those?
No, you keep going.
Okay. And that's why God was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna flood the planet. Now, what kind of God is that too? You don't want us to fucking have any knowledge, and your angels are undermining you to teach this one man all these different arts and sciences and shit.
and you're pissed off about that.
And you're mad?
And you're
Dude,
real mad.
Now, I've read the Old Testament, and I've read about 2/3 of the New Testament. The New Testament's excruciating. Don't recommend it.
I think
0
they
stars.
all are. Both of them.
Well, yeah, they are. But now the Old Testament,
Fascinating
God
books.
is a pissed off little boy in the Old Testament.
Is pretty much what he is, yeah.
He's just a pissed off, spoiled little boy is what I get because I have 2 little girls, so I know what spoiled looks like. Gabe
know
knows.
that's
Oh my god, shit! I just got a dog.
Hey, dude,
It's all right.
give it time.
One of
It'll
these
be
days.
spoiled. If you love it, you spoil everything you love, which is deep in its own way. But if we're talking about being spoiled being a bad thing. But anyways, Enochian.
That's the glory of the purple pill.
Now, David, what do you know when it comes to this shit? Have you heard about all this shit before?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about the Enoch, you know what I mean, and Nephilim and whatnot. What I believe when it comes to Enoch is that you're going to, just like with any other Jesus, Moses, Noah, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, any of these stories, Muhammad, Buddha, any of the stories are all part of the same story. It's just mixed up. Some things are
Names
turned around.
changed, and places are kind of changed.
But other than that, it's all
Always
the
the
same.
same shit.
Always the same story. Whether or not it correlates with what's going on in the real world today is hard to say, because there's so many things with the internet and with us being able to have this much knowledge. Has this always been around? Has this always been a part of the human identity, is trying to figure out who we are through, blood magic, through synchronism, through any of these other magics or things that we consider magic, And that's what I always wonder.
But now this is also expressed in a lot of different ways. It's just different ways of harnessing universal power. When we're talking about all these different types of magic and sects of magic, communities and all this other shit, is because we still got like voodoo and hoodoo and all these different types of little magic, and it comes down to the rituals. So their ancestors just perfected the ritual, and they just continue it because it's the easiest way. It's already been established. That connection has already been established in that way.
And it's kind of just like in their blood,
Right.
for over the thousands of years that they've practiced these rituals.
Well, right, but it's also kind of all of our blood too.
Yeah.
I mean, I just found out my namesake comes from Vikings. I don't look like a Viking at all. But you also have to think
Definitely
about shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But you have to think about the Norse, what the Vikings did and their beliefs in Asgard and Odin and all of that, because I've read the Elder Edda and the Prose Edda, which are kind of like a compilation of Viking mythology. And it's fucking cool. What the fuck? I wish I could grow long hair, because I would fucking grow a Viking braid. David,
Yeah,
you got
at
some
least
fucking
try, right?
Viking hair, bro.
That's the whole point of it. That was literally the whole point of it.
So Austin, I seen you got like a book over there. What else you got in there? I seen you wrote some stuff down.
Dude, how much shit you got written down,
I
bro?
wrote some shit, but
Austin do be coming with the
I don't
with the
know.
knowledge or with the questions, the
More-
good
Dude, you
questions.
ask good questions, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote just in generalization, like how the elite or whoever's running this motherfucker has done a really good job of demonizing everything that's good for us.
Oh, so
And-
that's what you're bringing is just sucking lizard dick?
Yeah.
You're going to suck the lizard's dick, right?
They just they're doing a good job of keeping us
Oh, fuck.
unknowledgeable.
You know what?
through-
Respect thine enemy.
You know?
Well, think about it, if we had the knowledge, they wouldn't have the power, right?
Pharmaceuticals wouldn't be the way they are. It's
Yeah, me and Justin were talking the other day about dandelions and who owns the companies of like Weed Be Gone and I think it was, what was he say? It was a pharmaceutical company.
Bayer, right?
Yeah,
Roundup.
some-
Bayer
yeah.
owns
Bayer.
Roundup.
Yeah.
And they also own Monsanto.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
That's
That's
terrifying.
a whole nother topic.
But it's not at the same time. It's terrifying.
It's horrifying.
You know what I mean? Chemistry, alchemy, all those, what we consider science, you know, those were magic at one point in time.
Yeah,
It's a fucking company dedicated to manipulating nature.
Yeah.
but if science
And they
is,
call it genetics.
if science is magic though, and they can prove it, like that it's that whatever they're trying to prove is real,
Through repetition.
does that make it still magic or
Science
it's not?
is a process of decoding. And just for the sake of the topic of this show, science is a method of decoding and understanding universal magic.
Mhm.
That's all I gotta say.
And that's, I mean, that's,
And now they do
pretty much
that
what it
by
is. Yes.
controlled, repetitive experiments.
Yeah.
or rituals,
Okay.
using bindings, using
Sigils.
symbols. Yeah.
Look, okay, now to talk about this in a different way, and we were talking about the LHC earlier, there was a video that was released of them doing a mock human sacrifice at the Shiva statue in the courtyard of the LHC dormitories.
Yep, I did see that.
Got a lot of fucking questions for one. You saw that, Austin?
I saw the
What was it? I'm sorry.
It's a Shiva statue.
Yeah,
the
yeah, I've
Hindu
seen that.
goddess
Yeah.
of chaos,
Yeah.
which that's
She got,
also
like-
another form of magic is chaos magic.
She got like 8 arms or something.
some
Six.
fucking Doc Ock looking ass bitch.
I bet you'd fuck her though.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know he would.
Hard,
Oh, you know, right?
hard yes.
Hard, yes.
Okay, so now for one, you have the culmination of scientists from all over the world that are at the top of their field. Particle physics, quantum physics, all these different fields of science. Smartest people on the planet. They're shooting fucking atoms at each other like retards, opening up black holes, making the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I'm fucking spiraling out of control. So
CERN.
CERN. The logo's 666, by the way. Not only, okay, so why are all these smart motherfuckers doing, even if it, we'll just say a mock human sacrifice? What if it was real? We don't know. Wasn't there.
Why would you do it in the first place?
Why would you be doing that in the first place? Second,
Is all that magic at the highest level?
yes.
It has to be. It has to be.
Well, we're going to get into another subject, which we're going to have the video up. It's probably going to be its own episode. Is the opening ceremony at Gothard Tunnel, which is close to CERN.
Yeah, we'll
They-
get into CERN.
Yeah, they bored through a mountain, created a railway through this mountain. It's Gothard Tunnel. The opening ceremony that they use to christen it, it's like a big event, all dancing and plays and shit. It's super fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
Weird
it
as
really
fuck.
is strange.
Like, I
So,
don't,
okay, now why would you have a Shiva statue? Sorry, Austin, I
No,
cut
you're
you
good,
off, bud.
don't worry about me.
But why would you have a Shiva statue at the courtyard of CERN, where all these super highly intelligent, non-religious people who don't believe in fake magic? You got all this weird shit going on here, though. Mock human sacrifices, goddess of chaos statues. What the fuck? How does all this connect?
How does it connect?
This is going to be a long fucking show.
Probably starts.
But now this feeds in and ties into everything else. So as we go on with the show and we start talking about all these different topics and getting your feet wet in all these different categories, you will be able to see the truth. And that's what we want for you. I can't give you all the answers. You got to be able to see that shit for yourself in order for you to believe it 100% like we do.
So you
Yeah,
come
we're
to
not
your
forcing
own
anything on
conclusion.
anybody. It's-
No.
You know, we give you what we think are our personal opinions, what we have looked up and researched,
Experience.
and
You're not gonna
Been a part
like-
of.
and then you go figure out if it works for you.
Right. You're not going to like some of the shit we say, but medicine doesn't always taste good either.
And also, we don't give a fuck.
And we also don't
no
give a fuck,
fucks given. So, and that's just
Where
the
were you
way
going with
things
that?
have got to be, though.
I don't even. Okay, LHC. So now you got all this weird shit going on with LHC. That's where they say the Mandela effect started. They tore a hole in the universe and created a black hole. That's what caused the Mandela effect. There's some people that claim Mandela effect is like crying wolf, but there is some shit that is really weird.
Really off-putting.
Yeah.
The Mandela effect in general. It's almost like which is another form of magic, is rendezvous, or deja vu.
Deja vu. Rendezvous is when you're meeting up with a bitch.
My bad. That's what I thought. Hey, deja vu. You know what I was talking about. Which they do say that's another part of synchronicity is
Now, go ahead and explain to everybody what
Deja vu.
synchronicity is there, D.
basically synchronicity is the intertwined how you perceive the intertwined interlacing aspects of consciousness, reality, space, time, all of those things, from religious documents to astrology. All of these things intertwine in a way
That feeling you get when you're right where the universe wants you to be. When you're seeing signs, you're at the right place at the right time, type shit.
moving in the correct direction.
Right. That's how I'd like to explain synchronicity. Is they're just road signs that the universe is showing you, saying that you're on the right track.
Allowing yourself to take the correct path.
You're letting the current of the universe carry you through.
So
your
basically,
life.
when people feel like God is,
present.
showing them that, yeah,
Right. A lot of people attribute it to that. That's what I was saying earlier. You could build a fucking 500 horsepower engine and not know shit about an engine.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There are people who can navigate and get the best out of life and not know what the fuck they're doing.
yeah,
We all know that guy.
yeah.
I'm trying to be that
A lot
guy.
of guys like that.
Try to be that guy.
Try to be that guy.
At least you'd be winning though.
Yeah,
right?
at least you'd be winning.
Hey, so is there? I thought I heard, and I might be wrong. Not a white or black magic, but like a good, or is it white and black magic,
Yeah.
or is it good and bad magic?
it's-
or?
Same.
Now, you
High
also have to
frequency.
remember, folks, we're just fucking monkeys making noises with our mouths. So the words
Always.
On a rock spinning.
aren't as important,
Allegedly.
allegedly. I think,
Allegedly.
I think we're in a MacBook right now, but whatever. But
I mean, we could be in a fucking dollhouse.
We're
right
in
now.
fucking-
I feel kind of little right now. Shrunk down.
You're
are
not supposed
little.
to eat the one that makes you larger.
Anyways.
The White Rabbit. Come on, we're
Yeah.
gonna get into all that.
You
All
gotta
right.
get down there. quick.
Alice in Wonderland type shit. Taking.
Yeah.
I've never
Have
seen
you ever
that
taken
movie.
acid?
No. I've never done any psychedelics.
Oh, bro, that should be.
Oh, we're about to.
That's gonna be a P3
That and
plus
watch Alice in
episode.
Wonderland.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna have a P3 plus episode where Austin's tripping his fucking balls off and talking about how he finally understands what we're saying because he's able to see it and perceive it.
Yeah, but what if you guys just turn into lizards and like
No, I'm not gonna
And he
give
just
you
beats the shit
adrenochrome.
out of all
I'm
of
not
them.
gonna give you adrenochrome.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
but-
get into adrenochrome eventually too. That shit's fucked up.
That's a fucked up one. So, what were you saying though? Go back to the
About
good,
what?
good and bad.
Okay, so now you do have light and dark magic. Crowley, Anton LaVey, everybody we know in the last century that's a prominent figure. Kind
Part
of the face
the
of
enlightened.
kind of the face of Satanism is how they're portrayed. But
Yeah.
Satanism is really Saturnism. But I digress. You don't hear shit about the light magic. You hear about light workers and motherfuckers on YouTube with their crystals and shit. That's its own kind of magic.
Okay.
Not degrading that type of magic,
Not
but
degrading
it is its
that.
own
It's
kind of magic.
like
Are they feuding with each other though?
yes, it's always a battle
Who do you think
between
up
the two,
right now?
and that's
The polarity, the pull, the give. It's always going to be. There's never going to be one entity in charge.
Yeah.
Because of the duality of it all. We're
'Cause
going to
you're
have
fighting
a pull and a
nature.
pull.
You're fighting the natural flow of the universe.
Mhm.
And when it comes to good and bad magic, it's all about the intent.
Yeah.
So because you can believe what you're doing is good. A person that commits suicide is believing that the world is going to be better without them. That's exactly what I'm talking about. With the intent of being good, you have to actually put work in to be good. As Jordan Peterson says, where most of us, we're not very good people. We're just going with the flow. We're just whatever. It takes time, your time, your work, you to put that work in to actually create things that are good.
And in a sense, going with the flow is no better than being bad. In
a sense,
yeah, because it is better than being bad because your intent.
It's better than being bad, but you're not striving to be good.
Well, you're just in the way.
Yeah,
you're pretty much,
exactly.
You're stagnant.
Yeah,
and that's the difference between traction in your life, having traction going forward, towards the things you want to go towards, and distraction, having distractions in your life, using technology as a distraction. Those are the type of things that you need to avoid to continue to go in the right direction, move forward with your life. Because there's going to be a constant battle. We all get in our own heads, and the outside forces of life sometimes do get at people. There's things that you can't control. That's just the way the universe works.
Yeah.
Sometimes going with the flow is the only way to work, only way to go. Now, to be a good person, it's going to take work. You're going to have to put that in. Whether it's feeding homeless people or working out or being mindful of the things you say to yourself, even to the way you perceive yourself. If you are thinking of yourself in a negative way or in a negative light, negative things are going to come to you.
Which is hard.
It's hard.
The human mind is steadily every day trying to bring you down.
Yeah,
against you. I mean, we all kind of what we call depression.
We're a slave to the polarity too, bro.
Yeah,
because we're
depression, oppression, suppression.
Yeah,
they're all forms of
a lot of
keeping
shins.
you.
A lot of shins.
A lot of shins.
What's this Ordo Templi Orientis? Do you know what that is?
OTO.
What is that?
It does ring a bell. Go ahead and read us a little excerpt out of that, guys. So try to trigger my memory here.
It just says Crowley published the Book of Lies, a work of mysticism that biographer Lawrence Sutton described as his greatest success in merging his talents as poet. But I don't know exactly what that is. Did you look into that, Austin, at all? Because I've heard that OTO reference before. I actually thought he said OVO. I was like, oh shit, Drake's involved.
Drizzy. I'm sorry. I mean, he's probably involved in some shit too.
So. I mean, there's a fucking big owl.
But from what I've looked, I haven't done too much research on it, but it's kind of like a Knights Templar.
Kind of, yeah.
Like they keep secrets too. But I think those might be like
Freemason
pretty high up in the scale of what we got going on. From my best of my knowledge.
I don't know. They're definitely into sex magic, though.
It's probably a Freemasonry offshoot. I don't know. If it keeps popping back up, it's going to be a subject of a show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every episode we do, there's other things are bound to intertwine in every episode. I mean, shit, we went from 9/11 to back to Magic to...
Yeah, this is a marathon, not a sprint, so...
Yeah, and we don't have any type of paperwork in front of us
to
keep
no,
us
we just got
four fucking dudes,
one fucking laptop.
I got like 6 notes written in crayon, so it's like nothing special.
Fucking
look like color marker.
So, Austin,
yes, sir.
Magic. What you got for me?
Magic,
because dude, I gotta get you. You gotta get that big brain of yours firing on them questions, boy. I'm telling you, people. Austin asks the best questions at the worst times while we're at work.
Don't suck his dick.
While we're at work.
I don't know. I haven't really thought of my own questions, really. I mean, I basically just think it's like, it's in my retarded way of thinking, it's like spirituality and connecting to your higher self or other beings, whoever, whatever. and you use that to manifest what you want, whether it be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of ultimate, because magic is not, from what I have read, is not itself bad or good. It's all about the practitioner and what the intent is.
Yeah.
And I wish we could all fucking do this shit. And
I wish we could tap into it.
Yeah.
You know?
But like I said, them fucking lizards, man, they've done a good job of not letting us.
For sure.
And I think personally, our pineal glands are fucking calcified. We can't fucking use that. I haven't had a dream in like 2 years, so like something fucking going on.
Oh well, we can give you some shit to have you dreaming, dog.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah, I
you
had
fucking eat 5
weirdest
dry
dream last
grams,
night.
bro. You be alright.
I lucid dream all the time, and I had a weird one last night. I'm not gonna lie. It was a weird one.
I know
I
Joe
don't wanna
Rogan
get
was
into it,
saying
but-
when he does that sober October that he feels like he has more dreams.
Well, yeah, because smoking weed doesn't get you to REM sleep.
Okay,
It gets you into just deep sleep.
explains why you look like shit.
explains.
I look like shit because I'm probably ready for a break. I don't know what you guys want to do, but we'll keep going.
No break.
No break.
So wrap it up, dude. Fucking what's up with the what's the whole end of this with Magick, man? I mean, bring us in.
Now, this is the crazy shit with John D and Edward Kelly, is because John D never really, all he saw was Edward Kelly when he was recording all this shit. And Edward Kelly is what they called a scryer. So he would stare into a crystal ball, a scrying glass, which is usually polished obsidian. It's a black mirror.
Mhm. Mirror magic.
Now,
as well,
this is
mirror
where
gazing.
it ties into the magic in the modern age is because your
Cell
fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
We've all seen Black Mirror on Netflix. And
If
it's,
you haven't,
it's,
I
it's
haven't.
all related.
I have not.
You haven't?
Yeah, I need
Oh,
to.
I
Yeah, you gotta
I
watch
hear
that
about
shit,
it all
bro.
the time. I know.
I've tried. I
My
just
goodness.
never didn't get into it.
Well, you might get into it
No,
once
I
that
know.
third eye opens
Well,
up a little bit more.
Well,
But
fuck, dude, we need to look in how to
You gotta fucking
decalcify
eat some
my
mushrooms.
pineal
Yeah, you
gland.
said-
Stop brushing your teeth.
I need
Fluoride.
charcoal.
Fluoride.
I'm gonna start using charcoal.
There you
dude,
go.
I'm
No
telling
fluoride.
you, dude, you gotta eat some mushrooms. That shit'll break right off. But
Anybody has any? Let us know.
yeah, hit us up at
We're just playing.
Okay,
Not
so
really.
so Edward
talk
Kelly
to you off
looking into this crystal ball is conversing with different angelic beings like Michael and Gabriel and all these different beings, and they're teaching him all this shit and telling him, giving prophecies even. And all John D's doing is writing it down into his grimoires and all this other shit. So I don't really know what to say about it. Because what can you really say about it? You say, oh, he's full of shit. You know, there's no way. If you're an atheist or something other than a Christian, you're probably like, oh, there are no angels and meh.
Yeah.
Okay, like we started, I don't know if it's going to be in the show because we were already bullshitting before we started the show. But we perceive so little of physical reality. This doesn't include
Very
other
small ones.
dimensions that science already admits are out there. And if you don't believe, okay, even if you do believe we're the only intelligent beings in the universe, which is fucking dumb.
Incredibly arrogant.
Agreed.
If there's other beings out there in the universe, how can there not be other beings in other dimensions or even outside of our perception, like ghosts and shit?
I mean, more than likely, right?
Right.
If there's gonna be aliens, then they're probably gonna be ones that are already here.
Right.
It's gonna be the interdimensional. It'll be the dimensions, the things we can't see, and those are what scare people the most. And that's also what turns people on the most, though,
For sure.
is that emotion and being able to control and induce those emotions in the right way to where you can create those things you want in life. That's where I think magic because I believe everything is magic. All the things that the sciences that we have now are magic. But the true magic that we are not, like telekinesis, telepathy, I think those are the ones that they are suppressing. But at the same time, science is going there. And you look at Elon Musk, he was letting a monkey play Pong with his brain. Is that not magic?
That's fucking wild, bro. But now they're dabbling in that dark shit.
Yeah, I don't think Elon
Musk is a bad dude, bro.
No bueno.
Look at.
I love Elon. I don't know.
He's
going to the moon.
He's fucking.
I'll put a microchip in your brain.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna
shunt me.
I'm gonna get even more people to invest in a phony system, which is gonna continue their own enslavement.
No, here's a question for you, buddy.
Dogecoin to the moon.
Dogecoin to the moon.
Say he does put microchips, or he figures out how to make what would you call like a robotic life intertwined with transhumanism? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Do you think could that fuck up the natural law of everything to where we don't have the magic anymore?
Yes. Because now if it was a natural progression, not even a natural
I'm gonna
progression.
disagree with you though.
Just a second, let me finish. It's not even about a natural progression. If it didn't have nefarious shit behind it, and if there wasn't the opening for people to take advantage of it, it would be one thing.
So everything the Nazis did was bad?
No.
All the good science that came out of the Nazis was all that bad?
Well, that's the.
But you're also talking about the same sciences that are being used against us, though. Too,
I know, but you're saying if maybe if it wasn't rushed.
But I've heard that.
If it was,
I've heard that too before. That there was good that came out of a horrible genocide.
So then, okay,
I'm not saying it was. I wish it did. They didn't have to learn it that way,
right?
None of us.
That's not what we're saying.
But now,
but wasn't there a lot of? Was it medical advances or
then is it worth the price?
Science? Yeah.
Is it worth the price then?
No.
Especially if they're going to use it to hold you down instead of.
But they've been
up.
doing this for a long time. I mean, think a
Exactly.
long time ago when they were taking apart bodies and
then we could even get into the whole reason why the Holocaust started to begin with. Why the wars even started to begin with.
Yeah, well, definitely funded by.
So now, what would it be
talked
worth
about
it?
that,
If you had to sacrifice millions of people, for only
Britain,
a few hundred people to prosper, like I'm talking really prosper and thrive, then what the fuck good was all the sacrifices for? Because that's all that was. Just like with 9/11 and all the memorials and shit.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing. They have been doing the same thing with the Holocaust, but just in a different medium.
Right. But we're talking about the advancement of like Elon putting, for example, for someone who's a quadriplegic, him being able to put a chip at me and push neural cells through the break of the spine.
I could see where you would like that.
Totally.
But imagine if you can't physically pass. You're stuck here.
Or look at that's the whole plot of Black Ops 3. You remember the plot of Black Ops 3?
Never played it.
Okay, so the whole plot of Black Ops 3.
That was the one where he was seeing like that Matrix shit, right?
No, that was Black Ops 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
The Numbers Mason.
Yeah, the Numbers Mason.
Yeah, but that was Black Ops 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was Black Ops 2. That was Black Ops 2. Okay, Black Ops 3.
With all the shit talking.
So the whole plot of Black Ops 3 was that I remember the opening scene. You try to see if you could find it on YouTube. So it's like all these athletes and disabled people and all these people. It looked like a Nike commercial, but what they were doing was showing off robot prosthetics, AI prosthetics. Shit that a bionic arm that looked, you could feel with it, and it was your arm. It was just bionic, And then what happens? Some terrorist fucking group hacked it. So now they got a bunch of fucking robot soldiers out there because it's in their brain too. It's not just their arm. They have to connect it neurally.
But we've noticed that here recently when they hacked that pipeline, that things can be hacked in general. I mean, that's the nature of
Right.
of electronics. You know, things
But
can be hacked.
could you do something to make it inhackable?
I mean, there's security codes and security keys that you could do. I mean, I'm sure at some point,
And
there's
that's
enough walls,
that's
right?
given that the pipeline was hacked.
right, that's true. But back to what Austin was saying.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about them getting hacked. I think that's inevitable. It's going to happen eventually by someone or something, you know. I'm worried about them, like they keep you here physically because you're connected to something that isn't real life. It's not natural.
Also, could that be with anything in life? Anything you give your energy to?
Well, even the things you consume, like this, isn't natural.
You know,
Well, yeah, but I think when I'm not hardwired.
right. You're not hardwired.
When I pass, I think my soul or spirit goes somewhere. But if you do get chipped in your brain, are you gonna be stuck to this
I see
Matrix?
what
You're
you're saying.
conscious.
Yeah.
Your consciousness can't return home.
And that's kind of what they want. They want to trap people on this as like slaves.
See, and I've thought about this quite a few times as well, and I think the only way that will happen is if you let it happen. You have to be strong-willed, if you
You mean
will.
give them like permission?
Exactly. You have to give them your energy, give them your thought, give them your oomph, your
Yeah.
you know. I think that because I do see what you're saying with being implanted. Is your consciousness stuck here? Is your soul
that's,
stuck here?
That's my fear for that type of.
Which totally makes
Shit.
sense, you know, honestly. But that makes me wonder with anything we interact with, because if you give enough of your life to anything, I mean, you see addicts go down the pipeline, see gamblers go down the pipeline with anything. And that's what, moderation is always a good thing, obviously.
Yep.
I think we're just speaking of this. It's gonna be the same thing, but it's to different degrees. But it's also a whole nother step down the ladder. So like us, the things that tether us to the physical now can also be broken fairly easily. Like our diet and what we consume mentally and physically can be easily shed because it's been done. We've seen it. So, but when it comes to the chip being in your brain, that's how they get us. That's how this kind of like what we're seeing, why we're in the situation we're in, is because they use the good to justify all the bad. The 1% good to justify the 99% bad. And
Half truths.
not saying that the good isn't there, because the good obviously is there, like in your case. But what the fuck? If I am tripping my balls off and you fucking rip me in half, how is that beneficial to anybody? Because that's the only time I stay over at your house when I'm tripping.
Right,
So it's
yeah.
like, you pull me in half because you're fucking huge.
Probably shouldn't have ran your mouth.
The government,
tell you, bud.
fucking Al Qaeda hacked you, and now you're a fucking terrorist.
I would say they hacked me.
Oh, you're fucking done, bro.
Dude, you're
Oh,
done.
dude,
don't piss
Dumbass
David
boy.
off, dog.
Hey, man.
Done with you.
I ain't gonna be fucking.
You're
I
gonna
can't
get-
give a statement, so I guess you did the right thing.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we will not be having that special shroom podcast with me.
Yeah, No, shunt me, implant me. I'm ready. Guinea pig me up.
So I mean,
Elon, if you listen to this, don't listen to him. Shunt me, my guy. I'm about
Yeah,
it.
I'm still half and half on you, Elon.
hey Elon, I'll say whatever the fuck you want me to for the right price, buddy.
Hey, that's
he was
fair.
getting shit for his whole UFO, not denial, but just
Dude,
He
he,
says
just
that he
says
doesn't-
contradictory
he doesn't know.
shit.
he doesn't know.
Now I'm gonna talk
Which
a
is kind
little
of
shit.
odd, you know.
I'm gonna talk
for
a
one
little
of the
shit on
smartest
Elon
man on the
Musk.
planet to not know.
Yeah, he doesn't know, but he what did he thinks we're in a simulation.
Yeah, he's
So-
one of the people.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah, that's true.
this is where Elon Musk is full of shit. How the fuck are you gonna go, oh, we're done with Bitcoin for a little bit because of its environmental impact? Meanwhile, motherfuckers making lithium batteries and mining up whole fucking regions of.
Yeah, that take a long time. I don't even know how long it take to
Does lithium even?
decompose, or- I don't even know
Lithium
if it
comes here
does.
on asteroids, doesn't it? Like it's not natural to the planet. Like it's a external.
No, they dig holes and they have to put chemicals into the soil, and it degrades the soil down, and to get to the lithium.
You see
Fucking
what
up
we're
the
saying,
bro.
Elon?
Yeah.
Fucking up the earth.
You
But
motherfucker!
you can't put it all on one person.
Oh,
Yes,
we're
I
not,
can't.
We're not
There's-
blaming it all on Elon.
But
You know
because-
he's got daddies.
He's a
You
lizard,
know?
bro.
Oh,
I think he's got some daddies up there.
I think
I'm
he's
sure
a
he
lizard.
got
Yeah,
some.
I've heard he's an alien.
There's some strings being pulled.
He's
But-
just
What-
like
I
him
mean,
and
what the fuck
Zuckerberg are
did he-
probably fucking scissoring each other right
Chile
now.
has the
Scissor me
world's
timbers.
largest known lithium reserves.
Been there before.
Chile.
Pretty interesting place.
dirty, yeah.
Chile. Anyways,
What was his
I
name?
mean, we started out with Magick.
Yeah. Bring us in
And-
on this magic shit. This real snooze fest.
And
of
the
magic.
reason-
Real snooze fest, bud.
Gabe doesn't like Magic. He's a fucking
I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
dabbled in it for too long. So
Gabe.
yeah.
We haven't really got your take on it.
I don't really have
Why
a
is it a
take.
snooze fest? Go.
I don't know, man. Maybe because I don't know a lot about it. Kind of explains everyone else's reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
Next.
Well,
I
Gabe.
learned a lot today. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Huh?
So the reason why I brought up John D in the first episode we got about Magic. This is just one of the topics we're going to be talking about when we're exposing the fucking lizards at the top, the New World Order, the global conspiracy, all this other fucking dark road shit.
Well, at the same time, just trying to be positive, trying to bring light to things. Not
Yeah, it's
everything's
not going to be
dark.
doom and
It does
gloom all
not
the
gotta
time,
be-
okay? I mean, we still got to work out a process and all this other stuff. So
And
this
that's
is
why it's
day
like-
one.
Gabe, we talk about magic, I think of it more as a conscious entity.
Mhm.
You know, where we control it. We're manipulating the magical things around us, the
Yeah.
nature around us.
Yeah.
So in that light, how do you feel about it? As in, do you feel like
Universal
magic
energy.
is more of an energy, more of
Yeah. I mean, it kind of explains everything around us, you know? I mean,
which is what we're always trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Mm. It's
I
the
don't know.
unknown that's scary.
I really don't know.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know,
I'm the same.
we got
I don't
time.
know.
We got time. We got time with you
It's
guys. We'll be all right.
It's a tough subject.
Well, it's also
Truly
there's
is.
also
Truly
a lot
is.
of conditioning we've been through that makes it even harder to understand.
Yeah.
Because we have
And you guys know how I am. When I dive into something, I dive pretty hard. I just haven't.
Snooze
I don't know.
fest.
It's taking a little hard.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, it's getting pretty hard.
Yeah,
So-
just wait till you pick a topic, buddy. Snooze fest.
buddy.
oh, we're gonna
fuck.
roast you for
Buddy.
3 hours straight.
fuck Saturn.
Saturn.
I guess I do have one last question, and
What's
you
up?
might think it's retarded, but
What is it, dog? Nothing's retarded on here.
I don't even know if I
On
can
the
say
spectrum.
that
I think
word.
it's retarded.
Am I allowed,
Spectrum.
or am I getting canceled?
Say
We're
whatever
gonna-
the
No,
fuck
for
dude,
the
you
R
no,
word.
want,
no,
buddy.
fuck PC, guys.
Yeah.
We're here. We need to get back to
To-
openness and to not being little fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Dude, the world's run by fucking betas and nerds.
What
I
is
said
it?
this last week.
Strong men create
Good times.
No,
Good
hard
times.
times create strong men. Strong men create better times or good times.
Good times.
But
Good
weak
times
ass
create
men,
weak
bro.
men. Weak men create bad times.
Yeah.
right?
Bad times
Yeah.
create strong men or
Yeah.
good men. And
No, in the beginning, yeah.
it's a cycle.
Cycle.
Yeah, it's not linear.
over and over.
Okay, now
So, do you believe that we all have a will?
yeah.
Like, we all have something that we're supposed to do. Do
Like
you
a destiny? Is that
I
more
guess-
of what you're talking about?
Man,
Just
I mean, do you get what I'm saying?
like a destiny.
Well,
Or
I
free
guess
will?
I know. That's where I'm gonna go with it. Is Aleister Crowley or Crowley, whatever the fuck you want to call him? He believes that like every person has something that they were truly willed to do. That's kind of his thing. Do what thou will. And I guess that kind of to me goes against free will in a sense, because like if everyone already has something they're willed to do,
Mm-hmm.
where's the free will in that? And that's kind of my only thing with the whole magic thing is like universal law kind of says free will is everything. And that's why we got lizards running around tearing shit up.
Now this stuff is like surface level. right? Because they're not going to give you all. If people had even people have heard of Crowley and don't even know who the fuck he is. Black Sabbath has a song, Mr. Crowley. We were talking about the Beatles. Crowley's on the cover of a Beatles album. Jay-Z, all these super famous people are talking who just so happen to talk about fucking selling their soul to the devil and throwing up all these different signs and using all these different symbols and blah 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 blah.
Pyramids.
Crowley. But where does he get his mojo from? That starts back with John Dee. He opened the floodgates for magic into modern
OG
culture. OG. Gandalf OG.
Oh shit.
Has he written any books though?
He's got
John
a
Dee?
fuck ton of books. John Dee.
Yeah.
But now
I just feel like Crowley's more like.
you're talking about destiny and free will and shit.
Well, can you look up Thelema again?
Because you were right. That is what his theory is, that everybody should
do
have
what thou wilt.
do without with what you will. You know what I mean? What you want to do is what you do.
But see, now that's how they take the good shit.
Thelema's is an esoteric and occult social or spiritual philosophy and religious movement developed in the early 1900s by Aleister Crowley.
Cult.
What were you looking for on the Thelema?
Well, something about will.
Yeah.
I think he believed that every person had something that they were specifically willed to do, whether it be consciously or subconsciously,
Right.
and that's kind of why he was tapping into whatever he's tapping into. He's using Magick to get to that will, and then that's what they do. You know,
To guide his path.
Yeah.
Type of.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like the seed that makes the tree, that makes the branches, that makes the leaves.
It
Well,
says
that-
true will is a term found within the mystical system of Thelema, an occult society founded in 1904 by Aleister Crowley.
But this is also the thing, is that when I
The Book of
explain
Law of the Law.
destiny and shit like that, it's like ultimately you're riding you're just riding on the current through the universe. We've talked about this. It's easier if you just go with the flow, right? Be water, Bruce Lee. Now, it's like you're taking a step and the stones are coming under your feet as you step.
So it's directing your path
So you are walking,
on the path. Yeah.
but the path is ultimately the path the universe is giving for it has given for you. Because we are just an expression of the same thing. Learning from each other. We're
Yeah.
all expressions of the same thing, the same energy, the one is the all and the all is the one.
And I think that comes down to the choices you make
Yes.
when it comes to will.
But either way, you're still on the path that you're supposed to be on.
If you truly believe that,
If that's what you want to believe.
you know, because it all comes down to own personal perception. And then when it comes to like free will and stuff like that, it's the choices in between that create your will, create that
It
destiny.
says Thelema roughly means will in Greek. Is that what you were kind of looking for? On
Yeah.
will shit?
Give or take. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's still kind of
Actually, if you go back
hazy with me. I still think it kind of contradicts with like the universal law of free will.
It's both. It's both. Because your definition of free law or free will and all this other stuff still is bound to external forces.
Because if you read that second sentence there, that's what he's talking about.
It is defined either as a person's grand destiny in life or as a moment-to-moment path of action that operates in perfect harmony with nature.
That's exactly
Well, I
what I'm
guess-
trying to say.
Will does not spring from conscious intent, but from the interplay between the deepest self and the entire universe.
Damn, I was actually closer than I
Yeah.
fucking thought.
But this is Wikipedia, so take it.
So,
He
probably wrote it.
I know you fucking wrote that
Yeah,
shit.
he probably wrote
Yeah.
it.
You knew I was going to ask
he-
that
yeah,
question.
Aiding.
Justin donated and fucking wrote that.
Hey, you're welcome. Okay, but now subjectively, you're making all these different choices. You're like, oh, I don't fucking know. But objectively, the universe is like,
these are the things that are happening, regardless.
Do you remember the conversation we had about the higher self? Your higher self's on the mountain, and you're standing at the tree line.
And there's all these different paths you can take.
I don't know if we ever talked about that. I probably
Whether
would
it's
remember.
straight line.
You, the physical, can't see the fucking forest from the trees, but you and
Can't
your
see
higher
past
self sees past the forest.
Oh yeah.
Sees Eden on the other side
Well,
of the forest.
my higher self is probably where I'm supposed to be right now.
It's
right?
all of the above.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's the past, future, present.
Now, when people talk about them conversing and interacting with their higher selves, it's the universe giving itself something for you to recognize,
Yeah,
to talk to you.
I get what you're saying.
Because if you're looking at Lamb, you're probably going to be a little bit off put. But if you're looking at yourself, I've had lucid dreams whenever I first started getting into spirituality and esotericism, and I was practicing magic at the time.
You're a wizard,
No,
Justin?
No.
You're
Warlock.
a wizard, Justin.
Warlock.
Justin the White.
Call me Master Dragon.
Calm down there, bud.
Xerxes. Oh, anyways. So I've had dreams where
Justin's
I'm
like him.
interacting with myself, and then I still remember them vividly. They happened like fucking 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So
My favorite is flying.
until you fall, right?
I've never fallen,
Oh,
but I don't know.
dude, you're fucking good.
Yo, sometimes I can't get the flying to start, but once it happens,
You're like a jet,
yeah, lucid dreaming
a
is
peregrine
phenomenal.
falcon. You kind of look like a fucking bird.
A little bit.
Okay,
Captain Falcon.
I
Now,
can see it.
Austin's question, what the fuck is destiny and free will have to do with it? Because it's both. Your free will is your destiny. It's a constant cycle, like
the
everything
same.
else. It's just like the Fibonacci sequence. You know about the
Your free will has a destiny.
No, you
No?
are unconsciously following the necessary steps
To fulfill my destiny,
to fulfill your destiny.
which is
So even if you are feeling like you're not on the right path to your destiny, either A, maybe you are and you just aren't recognizing the synchronicities and the signs, or maybe your destiny isn't what you think it is. Now,
Yeah,
I
what
think
you're
that's ending on a pretty good note. What do
Yep.
you think?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right,
All right.
guys. That
triple P's.
Triple P, that's day one.
I kind of wanted to bring up some shit that's going on right now, dude. Had nothing to do with magic, but just kind of want to bring up some fucking current events or, you know.
dude, fucking
Israel,
all kinds of shit
Palestine.
has been going
Dude,
on.
have you guys seen what's been happening to Israel and Palestine right now? I mean, of course, it's been happening for years and years, but
Well,
Palestine has sent over, from what Israel says, I mean, who knows how true this is, but
they're all liars.
2,000 rockets
That's
in like a
fucking
week
crazy,
span. There's like over 100 people that have died, bunch of women, children, men. I mean, it's fucking crazy, but I want to get your guys' take on that, dude. Like,
I believe Israeli has foot soldiers on the ground now.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
into
yeah.
Palestine.
And Palestine has already said, you come over, we're going to continue. We'll stop, just don't come over. But the whole thing about it is that people are always like, oh, it's a religious war. It's been going on forever. And from what I've looked into, when I read briefly, it's not. It's more over land. And of course, Britain.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah.
Because
And-
the land is important because of religion.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the natural energy lines that run through.
Okay.
When you
Jerusalem. It's
And
got its
them-
own shit behind it.
because
That we're going to talk about something.
Israel and Palestine.
This is like
were-
a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just wanted to bring that up right now.
But yeah, just current events type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all this shit that's going on with COVID too right now. This shit's fucking wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I guess
talking. They're
if you
talking.
get vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask now.
Yeah, I've seen
real
that.
sick.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have
Let
to
me
wear it
go
indoors.
sign up for
I
that.
think Nancy Pelosi said that. So
Let me just
I don't-
tattoo my fucking social security number on my arm while I'm at it.
Yeah, we got barcodes on the back of our
Barcodes
heads.
everywhere.
Well, that's what they're talking about. They're like, how are we supposed to determine who's vaccinated and who's not?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe
well, I mean, it's like, well, are HIPAA laws even a thing at this point?
I don't know.
Probably through your cell phone.
Do we even have rights
To be
now?
honest.
Yeah.
Probably
No.
through your cell phone.
Yeah, but now they're facing problems where a lot of people are forging. They're selling vaccination cards on eBay right
not
now.
recommending,
Not
but they
saying
are
you should
selling
do
those.
this. But if you were to do it, you can find it on
Yeah,
eBay.
they're getting upset with eBay right now, wanting them to crack down on that. I mean,
Which is
literally,
fucking
It's
bullshit.
a piece of paper.
Yeah,
you know?
fuck 'em.
Dude, this whole fucking thing is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, look at these
Hey,
motherfuckers in
weren't
charge.
most of the people that are pushing these vaccines on people, weren't they for vaccinations for children, like when babies are born that are given vaccinations? Weren't they the ones supporting people having a decision on whether or not you should be
Yeah,
vaccinated?
my body, my choice.
Yeah. So what happened? What, that go out the fucking window?
No, well, see, the my body, my choice people are also the mandatory vaccination motherfuckers.
Right. It's all a part of your agenda.
But not even my body, my choice. I swear there was many things I've seen that, you know, they're like, you know, kids should have a choice, or parents should have a choice whether or not they want to vaccinate their kids, because we do know vaccinations do kill a certain percentage of people.
And you know,
People are dying right now from this
permanent effects.
virus vaccine.
Vaccination.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a news anchor. I can't remember what her name was.
Has anybody heard anything about?
She had passed away like a month after she had gotten hers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and that guy in India, that Indian ambassador, he died 2 days after getting his vaccine. So, yeah, they got a whole bunch of shit going
and they were
on over there in
they're
India.
hyping it up, taking pictures together, like
Yeah,
getting ours.
Yeah.
Just their one shot.
how they done that before? They've had pictures of Elvis back then getting a vaccine.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah,
Have they even resumed giving that away?
I don't know, dude. I'm sure they're
Because
busy
that was the
dealing with
only
multiple
actual
lawsuits they
vaccine.
have.
Now, this is something I don't fucking understand. Like I said before, we're not fucking doctors. So, we're not doctors, we're not scientists, but the mRNA vaccine, or whatever it's called, is like the flu shot. It's a yearly thing. But the Johnson & Johnson was an actual vaccine that was a one-time.
Yeah, the U.S. will send no new J&J vaccines doses to the states next week.
And who's saying that?
Barons.
Where's that come from?
Barons.
I don't know what.
I don't know
where
what
they're
that
from.
is.
Here's the CDC. I mean,
Okay, so the actual vaccine, they aren't even giving anymore because it was killing and harming too many people. So
But
now,
now-
are all you motherfuckers ready to get 2 shots of the same shot a year?
Are you?
Every year?
I'm not.
Never mind. Thank you, eBay.
I don't know. This was updated on the CDC website. They said that CDC and the FDA have recommended that use of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine will resume in the United States effective April 23rd, 2021. However, women younger than 50 years old especially should be aware of the rare risk of blood clots with low platelets. I don't know how to say
Platelets.
that. Platelets
All women
after
under 50?
vaccination.
That's a big
Eugenics,
stretch.
bro. And we're going to get into Bill Gates' eugenics thing.
It says COVID-19 vaccines
yeah,
are available
don't get
where
me
this risk has
fucking
not been
started
seen.
on that.
Dude, these
shit.
fucking
What does that
nerds.
even mean?
Trying to change
that
us.
year the research.
Dude.
What does that even mean?
It's not even FDA approved right now. It's emergency use authorization.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
when you see commercials, they
that's how
can't
come
they
they got
can't
away-
promote a certain vaccination. They just say get vaccinated.
Oh, like
because
they
it's
can't
not.
promote a certain brand.
Well, no, because it's not FDA
Manufacturer.
approved.
Yeah, well, they're seeking it right now.
They didn't do any human trials or
No.
nothing with it. It started in Russia.
guys
They
are
started
the
doing this shit
trials.
in Russia.
Dude, it amazes me how entrusting people
Good
are.
luck.
But I'm not a scientist, so
Yeah,
don't believe me.
I do own a lab coat.
I know people that are putting their kids up holding vaccination stickers. Man, I mean, it's
terrifying.
It's wild. And
It's terrifying.
why? And what's the reason? Because they're trying to protect other people.
Virtue signaling.
I mean,
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of
Trying to-
having the vaccine? But yet we know that even if you get the vaccine, you can still get it and you can still spread it. Just
like
lower
with anything
chances.
else. Yep.
So
And
why
from-
aren't we just having the ones that are impacted, people that are obese, people that are old, people that already have
underlying conditions?
underlying conditions?
Yep.
Yeah. So why aren't we just vaccinating them? Why are we forcing this?
Because
they're trying to do 12 to 16 now.
That would
year old
make
kids
sense.
to make it
Yep.
to where they get it. you
that
know?
would make sense if they actually gave a fuck about us.
Yeah.
They don't.
'Cause
It's not for our benefit. They've never done anything for our benefit.
if it was more for us, then this is a
I say they, I mean the Illuminati lizard motherfuckers.
them motherfuckers.
Bill Gates,
this is a
Oh no! Listen, everyone gave shit for Joe Rogan for giving his input. He's not a scientist, Dr. Fauci. When did he become a scientist?
Yeah.
When the fuck did Bill Gates become a
Right.
scientist?
Right.
And you
got
let him
this-
talk all of
You got
whatever
this
he wants,
motherfucker talking to the CIA about genetics
Yeah.
and genetic viruses that they can
Fucking
release in the Middle East.
testing their vaccines over in Africa and shit.
Fuck yourself, fucking nerds.
fucking nerds.
What was it? Agenda 21?
Yeah.
Little cocksuckers.
Yeah.
The
No one
UN,
wants to-
that's where the UN comes in.
No
and
one
shit,
wants to
right?
look at that.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty wild, man.
So we got fucking the old Rona. We got Israel and Palestine back in the news.
yeah.
The
fucking-
pipeline gets hacked, which I don't think
I've
the
seen that.
pipeline
Did you
got
see what the hackers were called? I think they were called the Dark Side.
hacked.
Yeah.
Dark side. Yeah. Fucking dorks.
Yeah. And they were saying
Dork
that
side.
they were saying that
Dork side.
Dork side. They were saying that the money that they received,
We're done.
that they were going to give it to charities. And
It was like
They're
$5
gonna-
million ransom,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're going to hack the fuck out of us now. We just called them the dork side.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Nah, bro, they're gonna send smiley faces, all of us. Laugh emojis.
Yeah,
I never said anything about you Darksiders.
Yeah.
Dork
Never
siders.
said it.
Justin, you want to put your email on there?
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
Don't act like you're not
if
getting
they were
watched.
real hackers, they wouldn't even need to ask.
Yeah, there's like a crazy crisis right now where there are people buying up all the gas and shit.
Yeah, putting gas in
I see
trash bags.
I
Yeah,
see
I've
what the
seen
fuck
that.
are you doing? Individual
Yeah.
Rubbermaid containers.
Yeah,
I
seen
feel
that.
like that has to be a
Oh
crisis
yeah, I
actor.
seen somebody with the
Hasn't that
fucking
fake?
It
yeah,
has to be fake, right?
and no
Unless
lid.
the NPCs are
No
doing
lid.
it.
Oh, dude, you know they're NPCs, bro.
Dude, because maybe they can program them to just be retarded.
No,
Yeah.
they're
Maybe the
Retarded action.
NPCs just started the whole toilet paper thing, and now they're doing the.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously they started.
And
that
the
shit.
ammo shortage.
How
Yeah.
easy is it for me to go to Walmart, buy all the toilet paper at Walmart, people see us with shopping carts going
Oh,
through?
fuck. I gotta buy some before somebody
Oh,
else
yeah.
buys it all.
Exactly. It's so simple.
So if somebody knew that would happen, they could just, hey, go put $300 of gas in some trash bags.
And they've been writing
Oh,
about
okay.
this stuff for the last
And then
100
it just
years
starts a
where they're
chain
able to do
reaction.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many
All
and
the
many
NPCs
books
are like,
that are
oh,
written on
new
that.
programming, Rubbermaids.
Yep. Rubbermaids. Shout out to Rubbermaid. Love
Please send us a care package.
Please.
I'm out of fucking. It's got spaghetti stains on all of them.
Stop using
little
Rubbermaid.
melted
Use, or not
Spaghetti
Rubbermaid.
stains.
Only if they're BPA.
Yeah, I say
free.
use glass, dude. Come on.
it.
Well,
Come
they
on,
said
man.
there's studies coming out that it's lowering testosterone in men using plastic, like in microwaves, heating up your food and stuff.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
I
a big
believe it.
thing that like plastic water bottles, like the ones you buy, were like turning people gay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a thing
Oh,
a while ago?
the gay frogs.
The gay
or whatever.
frogs.
Yeah. The Alex Jones.
Now, what if you're getting external testosterone?
Unaffected.
That's
Calm
what
down,
it is.
Anwar Justin.
Unaffected. All right.
Annabelle.
All right, guys. It was a fucking good day, I think.
Yeah, yep. Definitely, we'll have a social media up. Send us messages. What you guys want to talk about.
If you're listening to this, all of our social media platforms are going to be up by the time this first episode drops.
Yeah,
Austin
We're
has
just
an
waiting to have a
OnlyFans.
group.
yeah.
Grouping
We're
of
doing
shows
kind of
for-
like a
I flex a
like
lot on it.
like a binge watch, a binge listen. We'll release multiple episodes. So
Maybe get a
everything's in the
calendar.
works. Everything's new. We're getting it. Trying things out. So
One last time, this is Purple Pill Phenomena, P3. Welcome to the show.
yeah,
As again, this is Justin.
I'm Austin.
Gabriel,
Young Guadalupe.
and we're out
Love you guys.
Peace.
later.